To the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
It's that old, what's that? The Reebok. Yeah, that was it. Y'all better get on in here. It's Monday.
Yes, it is.
Get on in here. Yeah. Man Talk Mondays. We back. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Man Talk Mondays. I'm Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going great, man. It's Monday. We got Monday over with. That is great.
Yeah, man. It was yeah. That work wasn't playing today, boy. It was.
You said that work with put your legs today, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was getting it at you today, boy. He's gonna crawl out that office today, boy.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, we hope you guys are having a good Monday so far.
Yeah.
We hope to make it a little bit better. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective because we men. That's what we do, right? Now, this is not just for men. Men, women, boys, and girls, everybody can participate. All you have to do, you drop your comment, drop your question in the comments. We can see it. So this is how you interact with us. This is how you talk to us. By all means, this is a conversation for all of us to have, not just me and Big Yogi. We want everybody to talk to us, right? So get in the comments. Let us know how you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Man Talk Monday News.
Welcome to Man Talk Monday News. Tonight, with your host, John D. Blackman. And today's top story, last week we tried being good to you, man, surprising him with something a little extra. Today, we're going to try that spirit of talking back. And the problem with the spirit of talking back, most of y'all been talking back for so long, you don't even know you're doing it. So when your husband is driving and he passed the exit, don't say nothing. You just shake your head and say, well, he got it. I ain't talking back today. When your husband say something to you and you know him to say something smart, don't do it. Today is No Talk Back Monday. As a matter of fact, if your husband is asking you to do anything today, do not talk back. I know it's difficult. Most of you talk back as soon as you get up in the morning. But today, let's surprise him and not talk back. This has been your man, John D. Blackman, with Man Talk Monday News. Tonight, looking at the squirrel. And remember, we not talking back. Good evening and good night. So I asked my wife, I said, honey, do you let me know when you be talking back? And she looked at me with a straight face and said, I don't talk back. Oh, you'll go somewhere. Go now. Go now.
John D. Blackman said we're gonna get some spec around here. Put some spec on my name. Put some spec on my name.
They don't understand. They don't understand. I'm trying to sit there and get order back in place, brother.
That's all. That's all we're trying to do.
Get
some order. We got out of hand. Got out of order.
Hey, we got way out of hand, sir. Way out of hand.
John D said, hold on to your pants, man. Hold on to your pants.
Brother, trying to grab my sleep. Hey, brother, I sleep in my pants at night with one leg in and one leg out, brother.
So it can't beat you too. I feel you, man. Normally, this is where we do our letter. Man, talk about it. We need y'all to write to us.
Or we can't talk about it.
Right. Okay, man, talk about it without someone to talk about. So you see the email at the bottom of your screen. Email is mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. That's all lowercase. mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. Let us know what's going on with you. If you got something you want us to talk about, send us the letter. We'll talk about it. We keep it all anonymous. We won't tell people who it is. So you can open up to us and let us know, and we'll get down with it and let you know our opinion.
Yes. That's all. We just trying to help somebody. Can we help somebody? Well, y'all let us help somebody. Whatever you want.
mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. That's the email address. You can send it there. And we appreciate you. And we'll let you know. We'll reply to you, let you know when we're going to talk about your letter. So make sure you on so you can catch it. All right.
Right now, we got so many letters to go through. We haven't had time to get to one yet. So.
Hey, do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. If you like what we're doing, if you like the show, you feel like this is somebody else would like, share it with them. Hit the like button. Subscribe to our page. Subscribe to Man Talk Mondays. We appreciate you. Everybody that's been rocking with us. We almost at a year. We've been doing this almost a year. We're coming up on a year, so we're getting close. So everybody that's been rocking with us for all this time, we appreciate you. Thanks for the love. And let somebody else know. All right. So we'll get down to the business at hand. Business at hand. So tonight, we want to know, is this the worst time to be a black man? Is this the worst time to be a black man? We got a lot going on today. We got a lot going on with in the news and the media, the whole nine. And man, it just seems like we getting drugged through the mud. Black men getting drugged through the mud. And we just want to know, is this the worst time to be a black man? We've had civil rights movement. We've had slavery, the whole nine. David said, yeah. He like, yes, sir. This is the worst time. But we want to know, are we tripping? Is it just us, or is it really, really that bad? All right. Got some technical difficulties. Gonna get my man back in a second. So y'all talk to me. How bad is it for black men? We got some black men watching. Y'all tell me, how bad do you think it is right now? Scale of 1 to 10. Give me 10 being just the worst. How bad is it for black men right now? Y'all let us know.
For me, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's about 137 and a half. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's Yeah, it's pretty tough right now. It's pretty tough. Pretty tough.
What's making it so hard? What do you think making it so hard?
Man, it's just every time you turn on the TV, man, and you see somebody who was mistakenly killed, or you see a black guy that's going to shooting up his family, to his whole family. You just, man, it's just, and you know what the crazy thing about it, when you see somebody on the news and they shot up their family, and I want to admit this, I am hoping and praying, please, Lord, don't let it be no black dude. But before I can get the prayer out of my mouth, they got his picture up on the thing.
Oh man.
I ain't never seen nobody grab a picture of the dude that quick and put it up. It's like, dude, he just killed him about 10 minutes ago. Y'all already got a picture up. And
Right.
it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's
So
tough.
Jeffrey Jones said it depends on the context. Okay. So I'm assuming that Jeffrey means in some ways we winning, some ways is real bad.
Well, tell me how we winning, Jeffrey, please, sir. Because I'm not saying that we losing, because I think sometimes we winning and we don't know it. And so if that be the case, Jeffrey, please expound and let me know how we winning.
Now you brought up because tragically enough, there's been a lot of murder suicides happening. A lot of murder suicides happening. Way more than, I mean, it should never happen. But it's like it's getting more frequent that's happening. It's with black men. And most people don't understand men commit more suicides than definitely than women.
You know,
But
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did
yeah,
not know that.
men have a higher rate of suicide than women do.
I thought we had a higher rate of killing them than killing ourselves. That's what I would have thought.
Well, actually, they say domestic violence against men is probably higher than projected. I'll put it that way, because so many men don't report it. So all they can deal with is what they report, but they say it's probably higher, probably a
Well,
lot.
well, first of all, I'm not going to the police station to tell. But if I wink 2 times, y'all know we having problems over here.
If you need help, blink twice.
Yeah.
But just to be in a hopeless situation is, I mean, it's just bad. So David says, truthfully, it is not as bad as when we were fighting for freedom.
You know, now David makes a good point. But the thing is, David, is I believe that it's not as bad because it was up front. You could see everything. But I think it may be a little worse because you're hiding behind, you guys already have freedom. And you still treating us subliminally. You still treating us like we still are fighting for our freedom. Because I mean, I think one thing being blatant, another thing being hidden. I think it's worse to be hidden, man. Even though they don't hide it, but because they hide behind words, they hide behind these rules, they hide behind this voting thing. I think that's worse, man.
Now, I heard, I don't know, I think it was a comedian. He's like, you know, we had to fight for civil rights. We hadn't even made it to human rights yet. We haven't hit the place where we actually are treated and considered like humans. He said we had to fight he said to be civil. You know what I'm saying? We had to fight for people just to be civil rights.
You know, one of the things I learned about the word civil, and it's only as good as the people that's willing to be civil with it. And most of the time, if you got to say something about it, if you got to ask somebody to be civil, you already lost.
Exactly. You absolutely right. But going back to David's point, I think people mistaken. They say we got our freedom. Did we? Did we really get our freedom? or were we just delivered from one
Well,
oppressive thing to another one?
we got some. I guess if it was a list of freedoms that was like 10 of them, we got some of them. Because some, the few that they gave us, I think they thought we would be good with that. Because they was like, if it's 10, they like, oh, you couldn't have thought you was gonna get all 10. You couldn't have thought that. There just ain't no way you was gonna get all 10. We'll give you 3 or 4.
Because
And for
that
the
would be
most,
uncivilized.
yeah, mm-hmm, yeah.
So we want to. Are encounters between black men and law enforcement, are they blown out of proportion? Because we see social media, we see the news, and is this giving us an overinflated view of what's really happening, or is it really that bad?
I think it's. I want to say it's. I don't know if I can straddle both lines of the fence, but I want to say it's not as bad. It's not as bad as we're shown it is. I think they're isolated. Think about this: that we have 50 states, and in all those states, we got. Let's say if we got 20 cities in those states, man. Now let me start by saying this. One
Okay.
time accidentally killing somebody is too many. Let me put that out there.
Right.
One time is too many. But I just don't think for as many people as we have, I don't think it's as I don't really know how to say it. It's as bad because it's really bad if it's somebody that you know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want.
Yeah.
I don't really want to put. I don't want to put that band-aid on. Say it ain't as bad as we say.
Is it getting too close to home right now? And y'all let us know. Talk to us. Let us know. Are the encounters between black men and law enforcement, are they really blown out of proportion? Is the media and the social media hyping it up way too much? Or is it really that bad? Mike
Well,
Marcus says, is that really a question? Life or death?
I mean,
I mean, we gotta. So y'all let me know, how do you feel? Black men that's listening, how do you feel when you get stopped by the police? Now, how do you feel when you get stopped by the police? What goes through your mind? David says, I have way too much to say for me to type here. Type, brother. We here. We got an hour. Jeffrey Jones said it's bad. It's not just the murders. We get arrested for things white people may get ticketed for. And you absolutely right. Because what's this just happened? You had the 60-year-old white man. He didn't want to get arrested. He hops in his truck. He in his truck and he is ramming police cars. He spins out and he drives off. Nobody, not one person pulled a gun or fired a shot, not one time. Do you think a black man would have got that consideration?
probably not. I'm just guessing. Probably not. Probably not. They probably would have. They would have still been shooting at him.
Right now. Monique said it's happening way too much. That's the problem.
Okay, now see, this is where I disagree at because I was listening to a tape of a comedian. It had to be 20, 25, 30 years ago, and they were saying a lot of the same stuff that we saying now about people actually. Richard Pryor, as a matter of fact, and I think that was more than 30 years ago. He said that we keep getting accidentally shot. We keep accidentally getting shot. He was saying this back then. So I don't really know if we pull the covers back on it or we just making it more visible for people to see with social media. But I think this kind of thing has been going on since we got our freedom. Freedom.
So how many black men got to get shot before we start considering it an accident?
What you gonna do? I want to know what you're gonna do about it.
That's a great question.
Because this the thing, man. This the thing. This might not be a popular opinion, but we got to stop trying to have court on the side of the road, y'all. If they pull you over, because you telling me that this, and again, this is very. You telling me you gonna trust him to do the right thing, or I'm gonna put you in a position where you can't help but do the right thing because it's not gonna even go there. But if you wrestling with them and running off, it's no man, no, no,
So do we just toss all our rights out the window just because we get pulled over?
no. But you understand which side of the rights that you own, Derek. Then you understand already the cards are stacked against us anyway, and we keep acting like that we don't understand that they stack. We keep expecting the same rules that the white man get, and the white and over and over and over they keep saying you don't get them rules. You don't get those rules. So when we have to adjust to the rules. You know, in basketball, they say you adjust to the referees. They say you adjust your game to the way the referees are calling it. Well, they calling the game one-sided. So you got to do something to get it in your favor.
You know, that brings up a great point. I never forget. I was watching Remember the Titans. Some of you may remember that movie with Denzel Washington, where he played this coach, based on a true story. So they playing this game, and they had told Denzel, if you lose one game, we're gonna fire you. Just one game. So they had already stacked the deck against him in this game and had the refs calling the game so that he wouldn't win. The white coach had to go to the refs and say, call it straight. He had to go to them and say, call it straight. But if he hadn't, they would have been calling bad calls the whole time. So do we need our white brothers to step up and speak out more? Is that what we need?
Absolutely.
Is that how we fix it?
Absolutely. Because we don't have the power to do it. Somebody white has to say something to somebody else white that can do something because they ultimately have more power than we do. And when people see injustice, everybody needs listen. This is not just a black thing. As much as we think it is, it's happening to us, but it's gonna take everybody to fix this.
So Monique says, do we actually have the power to do something about it? And that's my thing, because it's almost as if we have the law. They write the law. And the law doesn't just say this law is for white people. They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. So Texas, they said, I don't know if it did pass or not, but they've been talking about it, about this. You don't even have to have a permit. You just have your gun on you, just all willy-nilly. Is that going to apply both ways?
You know it ain't. Don't you ask? Don't you ask them because you know it don't. You know it don't. And listen, and because we know it don't, look right now, I think they had a study. This white guy had like a AK-47 walking down the street and nobody stopped him. A black guy was showing a rifle and had police everywhere. Listen, if when are we gonna be smarter about knowing what we can do and what we can't do? That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying.
But is this gonna be life forever though? All right, let me get that. David says, I know a couple of people that have been on both sides of the coin where they could have been shot. Do we take the gamble? Selena says, so what about sitting in your own apartment? What's the logic? Because this is what they say. Black man gets shot and they try to comb through it. Oh, he did this. If he hadn't done that, then it would have went different. And then we found a case where he's doing a little bit less.
So you telling me, wait. So since you gonna go there, since me and you gonna go there, well, how about this? If you get pulled over and they finna take you to jail, you gonna get out and start fighting them? So what you think you gonna get? You think you gonna get to walk away from there? What in the history of being pulled over has made you think that you're gonna be able to fight them and walk away from it?
Okay. To your point, I get pulled over and they say, Mr. Smith, we're gonna take you in. Right?
What you gonna say?
Okay, I go. But what if you got that one? Let's say you got that one who was persisting on trying to demean you. He is just being all kinds of You know what I'm saying? He trying to
This
figure out ways to make you react so he can do something to you. You know it. And he just all of a sudden he does. I'm watching some video and the guy's on the ground. 4 policemen are on him, and the other cop is kicking him. I'm talking about loaded boot, cock back, boom, kicked him 2 or 3 times. He's already down. Police already got him, but you kick him?
So, are you asking me what to do?
So I'm saying, should we just expect the butt whooping and hope? What would say? Hope for the best, expect the worst. Is that how we need to deal with it? So Marcus says, yeah, it's something that has been going on for years. I have been afraid of the police since the age of 16.
Well, I was too, Marcus, but that's because I was doing some wrong things at 16 and 17 and 18. So I was afraid of them too. And most of the time being from the inner city, we were on the wrong side of the law anyway. I know, well, I can only speak for myself. So
Okay.
Go ahead.
Marcus says, so do we live and settle for 2 sets of rules based on our race? And that's my question. Marcus says, depend on the color of your skin. But is that equality? Is that freedom?
You not finna get that. You not finna listen to me.
So we should just settle.
Everybody listen. Everybody look at me. Listen. Can I get a close? I need a close up right now. Can I get one, please? You are not finna get equal rights. You're not finna get equally pulled over. You're not finna get none of that. Stop looking for it. We probably won't get that in our lifetime. Stop looking for it. Act like you know better. Because you do. We keep getting pulled over, acting like we don't. I can't believe. Why you can't believe? It's on everything. It's everywhere. Stop it and live.
Live to fight another day, huh?
That's all I'm saying.
So Selena says, and let me get this right, in their own apartment eating ice cream. You minding your business to the level you in your own apartment. You ain't went out and cussed nobody out. You ain't went out and said it to them. All of a sudden your door opens and a police starts shooting at you. And that's the last thing you see in your life.
I have to throw myself on the mercy of the court for that one, sir. I don't really know. I don't have no explanations.
Thank you, Monique. Monique says, I guess we're not free.
Monique, you're not even free. Listen, man, how much do we have to endure before we get it in our heads? Hey, man, perhaps things are not as though they seem. How much we got to go through for that, D?
Chad said, living while black.
Man,
Chad, it's only so much people can take. So Jeffrey says, just to put things into context, cops are donating to Kyle Rittenhouse's defense fund. And I saw where it said that the Oath Keepers were being trained by law enforcement. Now, luckily, the state of New Mexico just got rid of qualified immunity. Marching in the streets won't do anything. In the 50s and 60s, they kept money out of the hands of the cities, counties, and states. We keep money out of the hands of these people and stop giving our votes to politicians for free. We may see so. So he's saying we got to change our tactics. So
we can't
take the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. I saw a news clip. They compared 2 news clips. Kyle Rittenhouse and a 13-year-old boy in Chicago who got killed. They said Kyle Rittenhouse, when they referred to him as the young boy. They referred to Kyle Rittenhouse as the young boy. When they talked about the young black 13-year-old boy, they said the 13-year-old young man. This is what that's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure my heart don't get all messed up because of the news and the media. That's just y'all help me out. I'm trying to see, am I tripping? Talk me down, because right now I'm not feeling it. Mika says, unfortunately, I do not know if there has ever been a good time for black men. It's apparent and so loud right now. Equal rights are not equal. Like Will Smith said, he said racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed.
Yeah.
That was a quote by Will Smith. Chad says, living while black is a crime, I guess, too. So, all right. So, somebody help me out. What do we do? Do we just accept?
If you think it's not already forming the way you think, you're wrong. Because I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and every time somebody look at me funny, I think they racist, they racist, they racist, they racist, they racist. Look at them, they racist, and they may not be thinking that. They may not be thinking about me at all. They may be thinking about what's going on in their life. People have so much going on, you just don't know. There's no way you can be skewed by all that you see, though. There's no way, D. There's no way.
So Cheryl says, sometimes you don't have to do anything to be mistreated. We don't have to settle for the mistreatment. If that was the case, civil rights movement was for nothing. We still have to fight for our rights. We know we are not going to be treated fairly, but we have to fight smarter, not harder. And listen, on a personal basis, I don't care about racism. But when the government is stacked against you, that's a real problem. Coming up against John Willie on the street and he called me the N-word or something like that, that's different. But if the cop who's supposed to be the peace officer, if he has this racist bent and I gotta suffer because he looks at me a certain way, how many of y'all, let me read David's comment, now come back. David says, I know I'm just one person, but I have never been treated in a disrespectful way by a cop. Not saying it won't happen, just has never happened. And I get that. What we go ahead.
Well, I just want to ask why didn't David, when he got pulled over, just break out and start running? Why when he got pulled over, why he just didn't get out and start fighting and wrestling with him before it's gone? Why not? Why not? Why not? Please, somebody tell me why. Please, because that's what we do. I am not saying that we don't get wronged all the time, because we do. I'm simply saying we could be smarter in these situations, and we're not doing that. Ain't none of the onus on us about saving our keep staying alive. Ain't none of it on us. It's all we gonna put our lives in their hand, because I ain't doing it.
Selena says, congratulations, David. You're one of the lucky ones. So let me ask, have you ever played Russian roulette?
I've seen it played before.
But you never played it?
Nope.
Why not?
Because I don't want to get killed. I ain't willing to die over no game. See, this ain't no game, sir.
Hey. So I'm like, Monique, what can you do? Because it's like every stop is like Russian roulette. Monique says, potentially continue to have these conversations, bringing light to it. Every stop, in the back of your mind, you are hoping that this is a good interaction.
Yeah, you're right.
You're praying. And police say all the time, we know all cops are not bad. We know that. But my thing is, it's the gamble. I don't know who is. Everybody has a badge.
Well, all black guys aren't bad either. But if a couple of us do something, they're gonna say that all of us. That's how they do. They're gonna say
okay.
That's how they do.
So to your point, should black men police other black men and tell them, hey man, cut that foolishness out?
Absolutely, we should. We got to put the onus on them to do right, because we got to know that we doing okay. We got to know that we doing what we supposed to be doing, and we can't. And it's hard for me to go down with Mr. Price down there in March for no justice, no peace, when you wrestling and fighting with the man trying to get his gun out. Child, please, somebody help me.
And that makes perfect sense. Wesley says there have been cases where people obey and still end up beating or killed. That's where I was about to go. That's where I was about to go. Thank you, Wes. That's where I was about to go. You think because you try to rationalize in your mind, if I'm polite, if I'm agreeable, everything will be fine. But what happens when it's not?
Well,
You
I'll put it
still
like this.
get, let's say you don't die, but you still get beat up pretty bad, or you still get done just wrong.
I can take a whooping pretty bad. I don't want to get shot. I don't want to get. I can take a whooping. I can take. Listen, and again, I think. Listen, let me say this to y'all. So, won't nobody else give me that what Wesley just gave me. There are all kind of instances where things happen like they don't supposed to. I am not arguing none of that. So you can say to me, well, but sometimes they do. Yes, they do. Again, it's not fair. It is not fair. All you can do, it lessens the chances of you making anything escalate. Now, if you're doing all you're supposed to do, you get shot. Hey, I don't have nothing. Again, those things happen. But I'm simply saying, I think you have a greater chance of things not happening if you don't pop off than you would if you did.
So Laura says there is no equal between the races. They already see black men as a threat. Maybe they fear their strength and power. I can kind of go with that. There does seem to be, because like, if you're not really afraid, then why even go to such lengths to try to keep a person if really not as smart as you say they are in the whole nine, then why do so much?
But again, I think when I want to say the Bush administration was in office, when they said they were going to crack down on the drug epidemics, and they brought all of those cops into those black neighborhoods
Reagan.
to patrol. Yeah, Reagan to patrol. But now Reagan it was his policy, but Bush ran it. So to bring all those black people, all those cops into those black neighborhoods, and they were treating everybody like they was on drugs, and they were treating everybody like criminals, and it never stopped. It never stopped. They still over policing those areas. They still over policing the black neighborhood. They still treat everybody like criminals because it never stopped. The bill is still today. They hadn't stopped none of that. They hadn't stopped none of that, and it started at the White House.
It's hard. It's hard being a black man in America, man. It is hard.
It is.
So what does justice look like for us as black men? What does that look like? Y'all let us know. What does justice look like for black men?
I think if we can get some kind of fairness, if they can just be fair a little, if we can just get things to line up, just first of all, stop killing us when you don't have a reason to. That's number one. If you do that, we can work with you on the rest, but just stop killing us. Number one.
So Cheryl says there has to be action. It starts with voting. We have to rebuild and police our own communities. If we don't care for and reteach ourselves, we will be treated the same by others. So do we need to do more? To Cheryl's point, do we need to do more? Are we not doing enough? Selena says, what is fair is not equal. Bring a good point, because I think it's equity versus equality. If somebody gave both of us $100, that's equality. You gave both of us $100. Well, let's say I just needed 50, but you needed 120. Equity says I give you 120. I just need 50, so I just give you 50. That's equity.
Yes, but if they gave us, I don't know, it's a lot. We need to be smarter about a lot of things. We need to be financially smarter. If they gave both of us $10, he gonna do $100. He gonna do something different with his $100. I'm gonna do something different with mine. It's a lot in there, man. It's a lot in there.
Okay, let's take poverty, because you talk about crime. When scarcity is an issue, then crime will always be high. Crime is always going to be higher when their scarcity is an issue. But let's take poverty. Was poverty our doing?
No,
Or was it something created systematically?
and it's actually more white people on in poverty than it is black people. We just get highlighted. They just put the little highlight on us, but it's actually more them, more Caucasian people.
But yeah, they make up a larger percentage of the population too. So proportionately, the impoverished portion of blacks to blacks as a whole is way out of whack compared to impoverished whites to. And then too, you know what I'm saying? We know the 1% runs everything anyway. So
yeah, and they're making all the rules. You know, they making all the rules, man. And everybody else, I believe, are puppets compared to them.
So what does justice look like to y'all? Y'all tell us. What does justice look like for us as black men? We know I know I got some black men on here listening. What does justice look like to you? So while we waiting on, let me ask this question. We got the Derek Chauvin case that's happening. We got the police that murdered George Floyd in broad daylight while everybody was watching. 0 to 10. 10 being likely, 0 being not likely at all. How likely do you think George Floyd would get justice in this case? All right. So Wesley says we have had enough martyrs. Do we need more? Now that's one thing. I don't think we willing to go there. In order to bring real change, you got to be willing to go the extra mile. It may cost you your life.
No. Take that back. It's gonna cost you your life.
Yeah.
You can't go in and thinking that it might. No. Sometimes
King says a man that ain't willing to die ain't fit to live. That's what Dr. King said.
Well, call me unfit for sure.
All right. So Jeffrey says some of it's on us. Look who we used to have as leaders. The government had to make up scandal for Martin Luther King. Now we look to illiterate rappers and athletes to lead because they have money. As a community in general, we reveal the worst characters in the community as role models, and that needs to stop. I think he has a valid point.
He does.
We need to qualify the true leaders of the community and not just base it on how much money you make.
But everybody bases things on how much money you make, D. Women don't want to be with you according to how much money you make. So why would we think anybody gonna listen to you? Because most people say broke dude can't tell them nothing, but he may be the wisest dude in the city. But anybody, he don't have a voice because he don't have paper behind it. We only listen to people that have what we don't. Ooh, boy. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all in the back? Did y'all get that?
Say it one more time for the people in the back. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
I can't even remember.
You can't remember?
We don't listen to people that have what we don't. So when we picking our leaders, we looking. That's why rappers can come in. That's why athletes come in. And the misconception with all those people is they can just be people that not that smart, just talented with what they do. And we'll put them on a pedestal and follow them. I love Cardi B, but I'm not voting for her for nothing. I love me some Cardi. I ain't voting for her, but I'm not following her.
So, to Jeffrey's point, is this one of the tragic results of black men not being in the homes? Because didn't you have a built-in leader right there? Wasn't that the person you looked up to? Your role model?
It's supposed to be. Are there enough of them to make? Are there enough of them to make a change, though?
But I think that's where the change happens, is getting them back in there. Will that not fix Some of it.
Man, but women want to see you. I'm trying not to.
Say what you got. Say what you feel.
Because women want to run it, man. Women think they know better. And I'm not, this is not about attacking women, but it's the truth. I was just talking to a mother, a single mother the other day, and she was trying to tell me how to raise my kids. And I was like, are we really doing this? You a single mother, I got everybody in my house, and you trying to tell me how to raise my kids. I would take out my wallet and whoop you if you don't stop. I'm serious. I'm serious because black women they think they know better. They think they don't need us, and this is part of the reason. And we want to be respected by the police. We can't get respected in our own houses most of the time.
So the disrespect run deep is what you're saying.
Dude, tell me when it's a good day to be a black man. I'm finna go get in the bed.
Jeffrey says some of it is. A lot of it is comfort. People are afraid of change and being uncomfortable. You're absolutely right. You got to make a decision to be uncomfortable to really make a change. So for that man, he has to make a decision to be uncomfortable in that house.
Most of the times, we're not gonna be uncomfortable. We're not gonna be uncomfortable until it's at our doorstep. And that's how most people are. We don't want change until it's at our door. Now we want to go knock on doors and have everybody marching with us about their son or their daughter.
Well, it's coming because it seems like it's getting closer and closer to home. But let's take that. Getting disrespected, getting dealt with bad on the street by police is one thing. But in the house, you, your woman, is that a hard pill to swallow?
Yeah, it's a hard pill, D. Listen, I don't mind fighting my way to work and fighting my way back home. But when I come home, I got to have peace somewhere, D. I got to have peace. Lord, you got to give me peace somewhere. I don't want to have to fight when I get in my house. Because let me tell you something. Because the women now want to run it. And you get no respect. If you don't fight for it, you get no respect from nobody. And Lisa, I don't want to hear no.
Lisa said that is not true for all black women.
I don't want to hear that because if two of y'all doing it, it's too many.
So I don't know. Is it a thing of it's a younger generation thing, or is it just a state of affairs?
No, because it's most of the older women. It's most of the older women that's more concerned about the money than it is the younger people. Young people don't have sense enough yet to know don't care that much about the money. Now, if you find they got a six pack and you used to be 6'2" like me, and you had all the long hair like me, then that's what they care about. But if you don't have that, they don't care about that. It's the older women. We're not going to blame this on these young folks. We see old coops out here that's doing this.
Sarah says respect comes in the home when it's demanded. Respect has to be demanded elsewhere too.
Well, if that's the case, Sarah, you in that kitchen, you cook something by the time I get down them stairs.
So, is it that I demand respect? So, do black men have to make more money than a woman to get respect? Point blank.
I believe so.
Why?
Because I believe if you make what she makes or less, you get no respect. You can't even raise your voice at her because she's like, boy, your paycheck ain't even high enough. I know you ain't even trying to yell at me. I'm simply saying it's the truth. It's the truth. Hey, man, it's the truth. Do you know I ain't lying? Do you know I ain't lying?
Act your wage, huh? You gotta act your wage. Thursday, I'm about to talk back.
Don't talk back Tuesday. Don't talk back Monday.
So Jeffrey says, our people have been conditioned for that, and it's by design. Welfare used to be a woman and kids couldn't have a man in the house. We sold each other out and then sold each other short. You got a point. Welfare seemed to take the place of the black man. in the home because it was all about being the provider.
But it, I don't understand why. Well, we didn't understand at the time that they're gonna get that. They're gonna put that man on child support. They're gonna make him pay back every dime that you get. So he'd have been better staying in the house.
But how many people know that? Listen, dealing with women in the house is not a new thing. If King Solomon wrote about it, he said it's better to dwell on the roof of your house than inside the house with a contentious woman, with a woman who just gonna fight you on everything. He said it's better just live on the roof.
Well, see, and I don't know. I don't want to say that they fight us on everything, but they fight us on enough because they want to be heard. Listen, you got to make bread for women to be quiet because they ain't gonna hush. They ain't gonna be quiet. And I'm not for dominating anybody, but I'm saying, hey man, let's walk this thing out together.
So Jeffrey says bullies demand respect. Leaders command respect.
Woo, let me write that down, boy.
Never get the quote of the day, baby. Anthony says, money or no money, there must be respect in this house. Anthony says, I don't know about y'all, but in this house, you're going to put some stick on my name. So Mika says, one of the best things my dad ever told me is to make sure that your mate experiences peace when they come into the home. He has fought enough throughout the day, but the person that sets that atmosphere is the man with his spirit. I agree, but truly understand it now. So she says she understands it. Samantha says yes. Okay. I get what you're saying. But it's the reason why they say you have to make peace, because it's not automatic. You have to make it. That means you have to make a decision to be peaceful. So let's say you come home and you got something on your mind that you just feel like. So if he didn't had a rough day, does that fly out the window? Just because you got something pressing that you want to talk about, or you say, you know what, I'm gonna let him decompress for a minute, and then we'll deal with this.
Everybody want to be heard when they want to be heard, man. Nobody's really checking for nobody else in relationships. We talk about this every week. Anybody checking for nobody else? Everybody want what they want when they want it. And generally, the black man is the one that get that losers out because normally we taking care of everybody else. Yeah, I said it.
So, do black men have to pull back when we're dealing with women? Can we really express ourselves to the full extent, or do we have to, temper our words?
I think we got to pull back and perhaps show them or talk to people about what we need and what we expect, what we need in a relationship. Because I think for the most part, they don't know or they don't care. To say they don't care is kind of harsh. I just think they don't know or hadn't been taught themselves. Because everybody don't get that speech that Mika got, which I don't understand. Mika come in here and argue with us every week. I'm just trying to figure out I'm losing her somewhere. She done lost me.
So let me ask real quick. I'm gonna ask the women the question. Your man, he opens up to you and he's snot and he's crying. Baby, I don't know what to do. I'm just going through right now. Oh, I just need. Are you gonna respect that man still?
Man, no. Because they're gonna say, boy, let me listen to you before you start crying again.
Here you go with this now. Lisa says men sometimes struggle with communication.
Yes, we do. Well, you right. You absolutely right. Yes, we do. We done told y'all 900 times and you still ain't listening. We don't struggle with communication. You struggle with listening to what we saying.
Mika says, bye, John. Where your piece at, brother? Listen, this is a misconception that women are better communicators. You're not. Just because you can talk more does not make you a better communicator.
Wait, let me write that down. Just because.
Laura says, with some, because I don't like to argue with anyone about nothing, but we need to allow both to express their feelings. If not, the men will shut down and pillow talk with somebody else. Woo-wee.
I wasn't gonna say that. I thought about it. I wasn't gonna say it.
You thought it?
I thought about it. I thought it.
Why you didn't say it?
I wasn't gonna say no.
Listen, there's just some things we can't say. Women gonna have to say. But listen, being able to talk more doesn't make you a better communicator, because communication is about getting something to somebody where they understand it. If they don't understand it, you haven't communicated it. Just because you didn't talk a lot don't mean that you really communicated what you've been trying to say. And some people, it don't take a lot of words to communicate what they're trying to say. It's just, are we understanding each other? And like I said, if that man break down and babe, are you still gonna respect that man?
Bro, you better go get in the car let the seat back. Don't you do that now. Don't do it now.
So ladies say, I disagree. Women communicate better because they understand the art of questioning and comprehending. Men talk, respond, shut down. But the questioning and comprehending typically comes from suspicion and not trying to understand. That's why women don't communicate better. You already have in your mind what you feel like he done did, and you're not trying to get understanding. You just trying to out talk him.
And the 9 questions they gonna ask after you answer this.
Right. She asking questions, just waiting on you to trip up so she can go in on you. That's why she asking questions. She's not asking for comprehension.
Hey, you talk about damn better communication, girl. You don't out here right now.
Jeffrey says, we don't really struggle with communication, but as soon as we're intimate with you, everybody knows our business. Oh, or you use it to attack, our masculinity. Ouch. Ouch. Samantha said, I agree, Selena. I'm not surprised, Samantha, that you agree with me. You either, Mika. I'm not surprised that y'all agree, which says we on different sides of this thing. We're not looking for common ground.
No.
We're not looking for common ground.
They know you right about what you said. They know that.
Anthony said you have to have that relationship with your spouse where she understands that she knows she can't come to me and always expect to win or get what you want. Anthony said you expect some L's in there somewhere. I give up some L's, but you're going to take some L's too. You just got to decide. So Anthony, what you do when neither one of y'all want to take an L? How that work?
Because they don't want to take an L, bro. They don't want to take it. They do not want to take L's.
Oh, man.
That's funny. So
here we go.
All right. So my final thought for this evening is what I think what people need to understand. The reason why we say it's difficult being black, because man, there's often a fight. Because we know we probably should be making more money. We know that we probably should be doing a lot of things that we're incapable or don't have the opportunity to do. And so we're simply saying, just walk with us and understand. And also, man, we got to start being more thoughtful of each other. Hey, I'm going to pour on you just like I need you to pour into me. And that's what we expect. Because together we can get through and we can get through this stuff and make it. But oftentimes, you guys don't understand that. And that's my final thought. Because it's tough, man. Being black. Yeah.
So this is where it gets tough for men. One of the hardest things is finding a community of men where you hold each other accountable, you uplift each other, you encourage each other, and you listen to each other. That is too rare amongst black men. We need to increase the amount of groups, the amount of people that we can actually talk to and open up to. Listen, as a man, as a black man, it's good to go to another black man that understands, but he's not going to hype you up on the wrong. He's going to listen to you, hear what you have to say, but then he's going to help you. Either hold you accountable to what you should do, but then encourage you to stay the course because he understands what we're all trying to work towards. Listen, black men want their families. We want everybody to be okay. Now, we don't have all right, but I think if men would come together as a group, as a collective unit, I think we can get things done and make things better. But it's going to take men supporting men to get this done the right way, because we have to rebuild the communities. We have to rebuild the communities. I believe that in my heart. Once men come together, the communities will be rebuilt the way it needs to happen. And we will see true change happen in this nation. And that's our King Speak for this week.
Oh, man. Time went quick, man, today.
Yeah, it went fast. It went fast. But I want people to understand that just men, we need each other, man.
That's good thought, man. So next week,
don't miss it. We talk about mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Mama's baby's daddy's maybe. That's what we're talking about next week. You do not want to miss this show.
You don't want to miss that one.
You're going to want to know what men feel about how this whole stuff is going with, you are not the father. Yeah. So don't miss next week. We appreciate everybody joining us this week. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We have our podcast. You can find us on anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, the whole nine. You can go back and listen to any episode that we've done and just let people know.
Letters. Get the letters into us, dog.
Yes. Send your letters in. Send the letters in. mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. Send your letters in for Man Talk About It, and we'll talk about the situation. But
if we don't get them in, we can't talk about it.
Right. All right, everybody. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday, 7 o'clock. Peace.
Y'all be blessed.